Hello everyone. I'm making this video as a response to Jennifer's comments on my channel. For some reason she does not comment my videos, but she comments my channel. I'm guessing so no one can vote her down. Okay, let's see. There's been a dramatic increase in emergency room visits. That's because of people like you that scare people about marijuana. See, marijuana has no harmful side effects at all whatsoever. It is the most healthiest, harmless plant known to man, and most beneficial plant known to man for that matter. And it has never caused any negative side effects, but there has been emergency room visits because people get scared. Like, say someone was baking pot brownies, or someone was baking pot cookies or something, and then someone else that never used marijuana before accidentally ate one of them, and then someone informed them that, hey, you just ate a pot cookie or brownie or whatever it is, and they get scared. So the first thing that people do when they get scared, what do? Anybody? They go to the doctor when they're scared. She's never, had that substance in her body. She's not familiar with it. She's scared. She doesn't know what to expect. Of course they're going to go to the doctor when they're scared like that, because of people like you that spread misinformation and lies saying it's toxic and that it can harm you. It scares them. That scares them even more, lying to them. Okay, here's your next question. What does hemp have to do with legalizing marijuana for everyone? Well, in case you didn't know this, hemp, marijuana, ganja, cannabis, it's all the same exact plant. And I'm tired of people saying that hemp and marijuana is totally different plants and that it's like comparing a male to a female. No, it's not. It's not like comparing a male to a female. It's not like comparing any of that ridiculous stuff that you guys are trying to argue about. I will put it really simple. Hemp, cannabis, marijuana is the same exact plant. The only differences is the strains. Hemp is a strain of cannabis used for its fiber. Marijuana, or ganja, is a strain or different strains that are grown for medicinal and possibly recreational uses. That's the difference. It's the same exact plant. The only difference is the strains. They have different levels of cannabinoids. Some grow tall. Hemp grows really tall. Usually marijuana is shorter. So, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Yes, hemp could be used for industrial uses. Yes, that's true. Marijuana should be legal for everyone because it's a herb and it's a medicinal plant in which if everyone had access to it, we would have a lot less sicker people. We would have a lot less sick people in the world. People would not get cancer as often as long as they use cannabinoids, because cannabinoids are an anti-cancer. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. You can look up Granny Stormcrow 2010 on Google, and it will show almost all of the documented research about medicinal marijuana and its effects and benefits and all of that. So if you're interested in that, I suggest you look it up. Google is your friend. Google is here for us. You can search anything you want on Google. Okay? Prop 19 has nothing to do with hemp. Well, maybe not hemp for fire, but it does have something to do with cannabis, which I put cannabis and hemp and marijuana in the same category because it's all the same plant and I treat it as the same plant. I'm not like you, okay? Hemp is the same thing. You can extract cannabinoids out of hemp. You can make medicine out of hemp. It's just not as effective because it doesn't have the higher levels of cannabinoids like the medicinal strains do. But yes, it can be used for medicine as well, and oil and everything else. Okay. No, there are no negative side effects, and no, marijuana, cannabis, hemp does not endanger anybody's lives. You know what endangers people's lives? Ignorance and stupidity and spreading misinformation. You danger people's lives because then they, instead of taking the safer choice and using cannabis, hemp, marijuana that barely has any physical effects, it doesn't impair them mentally like alcohol does, it doesn't impair them physically like alcohol does, it doesn't cause people to alcohol is a social acceptable drug, and people drink because they're nervous or whatever, but marijuana is not used for that. Marijuana, no matter how much you use, it's still not going to make you more social. It may make you more social, but it's not going to make you social like alcohol does. Alcohol pretty much makes you to where I don't give a crap. I know I shouldn't drink and drive, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm drunk and I don't care. That's what happens when you drink alcohol. Marijuana, someone that smokes or uses marijuana, if they think that they're too impaired to drive, which I seriously doubt it, and unless they hardly ever use the plant. But if they're too impaired to drive, they'll think, you know what, I don't feel like driving because I just use cannabis and I don't want to get behind the wheel. I don't want to go driving right now. I don't want to deal with that. I would rather do something else, ride a bike or something. People that use cannabis have intelligence. They're smart. People that use alcohol, especially, the time that they're using it, alcoholics, if you know anyone that drinks alcohol to an extent, how do they act around people? They act ignorant. They overindulge in alcohol and they do stupid things. It's not the same with cannabis. So no, you're completely wrong and you're misinformed and you're still spreading lies and misinformation. But I will sit here and prove you wrong and talk about it and point out your ignorance, so that maybe you can get a grip on reality for once, because you're not in reality whatsoever right now. You don't even make any sense, actually. Prop 19 is the first step in legalizing medicinal, not just medicinal, but also recreational cannabis, which is very important because we're wasting billions of dollars and incarcerating people in our prisons, and the government is milking all of this money out of our tax dollars that could be used for schools and roads and all kinds of beneficial things that would help us in the long run. But locking up someone that smokes cannabis, that doesn't really help us as a whole. How does that help this country? I don't see how it's helping. The only thing it's doing is it's all destructive. They're milking all the money. It's all the police hours that are wasted on cannabis when they could be used for violent crimes like rape and murder and things of that nature, where people inflict harm onto others. But nonviolent drug offenders, no, they should not be locked up. That's just ridiculous. And anybody that thinks that is just a complete and ignorant moron, in my opinion. I mean, you just got to be completely a brainwashed robot to believe something like that. So don't fall for Jennifer's little deceiving tactics here about, taxing. Oh, it will compromise a drug-free workplace. Well, you know what? The drug-free workplace is already compromised since doctors give out Oxycontin synthetic heroin as is fit with Skittles or M&Ms. So everyone, there's so many people that do heroin and they don't even realize it. Oxycontin is heroin, and people use that for pain. So would you rather go to work with heroin addicts, or would you rather go to work with someone that uses cannabis medicinally? See, it doesn't make any sense. Which is worse, heroin or cannabis? You got to think about that. Doctors are prescribing. Doctors are illegal drug dealers. They push drugs. They're drug dealers too. They're just pushing legal drugs. It doesn't mean they're safe drugs. It just means they're legal. And why are they legal? Because they're making billions of dollars off of them. That's why they're legal. They can't make billions of dollars on cannabis, unless they're taxing and regulating, which they're working on that right now. But that's why we haven't pursued it sooner. And cannabis has been used as medicine for, 10,000 years. It's nothing new. This medicinal cannabis is nothing new. Back when we didn't have big pharma and we didn't have synthetic drugs, what do you think they prescribed to people? When you go to the doctor and you're in pain, they gave you laudanum, which is an alcohol tincture of opium, which is basically what heroin is made from. And they also gave you hemp extracts, hemp oil. All that was used medicinally in the 1800s. All that's been documented. There's bottles, there's proof and evidence of it. It's been used as medicine in the past. It's going to be used as medicine in the future. There's no stopping medicinal cannabis. There's no stopping cannabis at all. It needs to come out. We need to use it for hemp, fiber, fuel, oil, plastic, all of that. Toilet paper. We don't have to cut down any more trees. We're cutting down all the trees, and it's killing our oxygen supply. It's killing our planet. The trees are the life of the planet. Without trees, you don't have anything. You have to have trees to provide oxygen, and it's basically the lungs of the planet. If you don't understand that, Jennifer, I don't know what to tell you, but you're completely lost, and you need to wake up. I don't know what I need to tell you to make you comprehend common sense, but you need to start realizing it, or if you want to pay for all these people going to jail over cannabis, that's your business, but I'm not for that at all. I'm not for locking anyone up for drugs. If they have meth problems, heroin problems, they need to seek treatment. It costs less money to take money out of taxes and send them to treatment than it does to incarcerate them and to waste billions of dollars. It just doesn't make any sense. Why do you think there's so much violence? Why do you think there's so many crimes? It's because drugs cost a lot of money, and these people that are hooked on cocaine and heroin and meth, they need a lot of money. Some of these people need $500 a day to support their habit. What do you think they're going to do to get $500 a day, Jennifer? They're going to rob gas stations, convenience stores, banks. They're going to steal old women's purses. They're going to break into your car and steal your radio. They're going to do all these things that's harming you, Jennifer, and it's because of your actions and your ignorance that causes it. See, if you did not lock them up and put them in jail, and you gave them another option, like to seek treatment, when they're going through withdrawals in other countries, they send them to treatment, and these withdrawals are really, really bad, and in some cases even deadly. Alcohol withdrawals kill people. Heroin withdrawals probably kill people. I'm not sure about that. I have not researched it enough, but I know alcoholism and withdrawals from alcohol can actually kill you. So these people that are addicted to heroin, what they need to do is they need to seek treatment, and then the doctors can give them a small dose that will take away their withdrawals, or give them something that will counter the withdrawals, counter the effects. See, that's how medicine works, and that's how intelligence works. We need to be intelligent about the drug policies. We need to stop the prohibition of cannabis, and we need to educate misinformed people such as Jennifer. So Jennifer, I know you're listening and watching this video, so I hope that you think about what I'm talking about, and I hope that somehow it made it through and into your brain, and maybe you're thinking about it and going over some of this stuff, and maybe it is going to start to make sense to you. I really hope that it does, because it's just really sad that there's people out there like you. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm sure you're a nice person. You're on the wrong path. You don't know what you're doing, and you need to use that energy for the better good. You need to use it for something positive and not something negative and destructive to America. So thanks for watching, everybody. Keep busy. I appreciate the comments and the thumbs up on the videos and all the subscribes, and I'll keep you informed on anything else that I come across. Take it easy.